Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Master League, running a slightly different team that we created. This is going to feature the Mewtwo and Hydreigon with the Dialga. Let's see how this team works out. As the two dragons in the bag, you can think is a kind of an ABB team. But here we have the Excadrill versus the Mewtwo. Favorable for the Mewtwo. We're going to go for this side strike right here. It's going to do either a decent amount of damage or it's going to get a shield. Here we shield the drill run. And our opponent actually is forced out into their switch, and they come up with a Giratina, and our Hydreigon here, it does a great job of walling the Giratina here. So much so that we're gonna demonstrate right here that we don't even have to shield once, and this is gonna be a full farm down right here. It comes close, but we are able to snipe it. Here they come in with the Zacian. We should have gone with the flash cannon right there, but we were anticipating that it would have been a Excadrill, but we're still okay as we have the Mewtwo and we have the Dialga for their backline here. Here we know that this Zacian potentially could have close combat, wild charge, play rough. They actually end up throwing the close combat. We can survive one close combat. And then we were trying to switch out right there because we knew that they were going to do a little combo play. But unfortunately for us, it did not go through. And now we're in trouble. This is GG's. They have two shields. A little bit unfortunate right there. We should have been able to switch out. I don't know why we weren't able to switch out when they decided to switch out, but that's just how it goes sometimes. They're going to be able to get to this next move. Do they have the wild charge or the play rough? It looks like they have the wild charge there, and that is GG's. That's just a farm down right there by the Zacian. All right, we had a chance to win that, and I guess it came down to being able to throw that potential flash cannon at the Zacian, which we should have done, but on to the next one. Here we have the Shadow Dragonite, and I'm not sure. I think this is like a 98%. I don't think this is the 100%, but this is a really beefed up, definitely XL Dragonite. So we're gonna be able to throw multiple side strikes here. We decided to go for the back-to-back, giving up one fast move right there because we don't want them to be able to catch on us or anything. So we decided to switch out. We go into our Hydreigon and we soak up all this Dragon Claw damage. We're thinking about either going with the Dragon or Dialga or the Mewtwo. Our opponent ends up switching out because they don't want the Dragonite to be farmed down, which makes sense. And here we're trying to call a bait. This could potentially be the Focus Blast, and it ends up being the Focus Blast. So a little bit of a unfortunate situation back here. The Mewtwo actually has a Focus Blast. We were trying to call a bait situation because if it wasn't the Focus Blast, we would have been able to survive anything else. But now we're just left with a low health Mewtwo, and now they're just going to force out some energy coming in with their Dragonite here, and this is unfortunately a GG's. However, I guess we could have had a chance if we had shielded that Focus Blast, because then we could have potentially thrown a Draco Meteor with whatever they had in the back. In this case, they had the Metagross, but it's all good. Here we go. Next game here, we have the Landorus versus the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is favored in this situation. We're going to get one shield right there. Let's see if our opponent ends up throwing the Stone Edge, or they go for the Superpower Bait and switch. Looks like they go for the Stone Edge. And here we're just going to try to time it correctly. It ends up getting no shield, but they are able to throw another move here. It ends up being the Stone Edge. We don't get KO'd. Our opponent switches out into the Zacian. This Zacian is looking like it's running Quick Attack. So we don't show the first one because we're looking for this Zacian to be debuffed. Now we're going to throw the Iron Head to do either huge damage or potentially get a shield. And now we have the option of either shielding or letting this go. They end up throwing the Play Rough, and we're thinking about either going with the Mewtwo with a Hydreigon here. We actually go with the Mewtwo to try to farm it down, mainly because it doesn't know the Snarl. And then here we immediately switch out. They counter swap into the Giratina, and we know this situation. We talked about it earlier. This is a full farm down. We don't have to shield anything. Well, we're gonna throw a Brutal Swing here to get this last shield, potentially, but they actually decided to let it go, I guess, thinking that it's a Body Slam bait or something. But yeah, in that situation, we would throw a move to either get the shield, but in any other situation, there's a potential to just farm it down and throw all that energy back at whatever is gonna come back. Especially mid-game, you potentially want to farm down the Giratina, Origin Giratina, and then throw the potential Flash Cannon back at a potential Fairy type. So here we have the Lugia lead, and this is gonna be kind of bait dependent. We're gonna go for the Shadow Ball to do, some damage. Not expecting them to shield because they know that they can tank it. Here we know that this is a Sky attack. Mainly because I don't think they got up to the energy to get to the Aerial Blast. So we go for another Shadow Ball here to get the last shield. Get the shield. We tank we let the Sky attack go because we want to farm down with the Dialga. This Dialga is going to try its best to try to farm it down. We decided to let it go. If it ends up being the Aerial Blast, it ends up being the Aerial Blast. They go for the Sky attack. And now we have two shields with the Dialga and Hydreigon. Looking pretty good. Here we have an energy advantage. We go for the Draco Meter to get the last shield or a huge KO. Then we immediately switch out. Our opponent stays in. And we have a decision to make. Is this going to be a shield opportunity, or is this going to be... They actually end up baiting. And then we actually end up seeing a Dialga. This Dialga is doing some heavy fast move damage, but we are going to be able to get to two Brutal Swings, which is just enough to take this Dialga out. So that's actually kind of cool. Hydreigon actually is able to take out, obviously with energy advantage, but it was able to take out the Dialga, which is actually really interesting. Here we have to shield because we are so close to the Iron Hand, and there's no reason not to shield. That is the only way we lose that is if we don't shield that, because they would have had no time to get to two blades right there. So GG's to our opponent right there. Nice little end game, keeping both shields for our double dragons in the back, clutching the game right there. So can we end off on a good note? And let us know what y'all think. Will you be able to build this basically Mewtwo double dragon team? Here we have the Rayquaza, the fresh Rayquaza from Go Fest month. These are going to be kind of popular. Here we're going to try to throw on optimal timing. They actually try to throw on CMP, and we actually get the move first. So that was kind of a costly mistake right there. Ends up being the breaking swipe. We decided to let it go. And then now we're just going to try to farm down with one of our dragons and keep two shields for the backline. They end up throwing the breaking swipe, which is fine because we're going to switch out into the Hydreigon to clear the debuff. They actually end up having their Dialga, and then they counter swap into their Kyogre, which is a really favorable matchup for us. All we have to do is just throw them optimal timing. We're waiting for them to throw a move because they're going to be pressured to throw moves first. This could be a bait. It could have been Blizzard, but we took the safe route. We decided to shield right there. No need to get fancy right there. This is a one shield, and now we're just going to be able to take out that Kyogre. We have energy from this Hydreigon for this Brutal Swing, and we should be able to get to another one. So GG to our opponent right there. Let us know if you enjoyed the video, and let us know if you think this team is good.